India's ban on wheat exports has delivered a fresh blow to the world markets, already reeling from the tight supplies due to output issues in traditional export powerhouses Canada, Europe, and Australia, and snarled supply lines in the war-torn Black Sea area. Benchmark wheat futures in Chicago jumped by their 6% limit on Monday as markets reacted to the ban announced over the weekend by India.
The wheat problem is deepening globally. The wheat prices surged to record high numbers after India banned the exports of wheat. The benchmark wheat index rose to almost around 5.9% in Chicago, which is a record high number in last 2 months,
Igniting alarm among trading firms and importers, who had been banking on millions of tons of Indian wheat being available for shipment over the coming months. So, what is at stake for the world's grain markets? Why did India ban exports? India was initially eyeing as much as 12 million tons of wheat exports in 22-23, significantly higher than last year's record export of 7.2 million tons. After harvesting 5 consecutive record crops, New Delhi hoped a 6th crop would be even higher at 111.32 million tons. But a heat wave during crucial crop development phase dented yields, forcing the government to cut its output estimate to 105 million tons. Lower output coupled with strong export demand pushed local prices higher, often above the government fixed procurement price. That prompted farmers to sell wheat privately instead of to the state, whose purchases to run welfare schemes slumped due to tight supplies. So how important is India to world market? India is world's second largest wheat producer behind China, but rarely exports much grain due to high government subsidized domestic prices and massive food needs. However, over the past decade, improved seed selection and farm management had put the country on course for a new record crop this year, opening the door to an export boom just as global crop markets needed extra supplies. Indian wheat exporters had eyed sales up to 12 million tons in the 22-23 season, which could have placed India as the 8th largest exporter. Top destinations for Indian exports included Bangladesh, Indonesia, Nepal, and Turkey. And leading global buyer Egypt recently agreed to make the first ever purchase of Indian wheat as Cairo tried to replace lost shipments from the Black Sea. So, who are the other key wheat exporters? According to the US Department of Agriculture, Russia, Europe, the United States, and Canada are traditionally the top global wheat exporters and accounted for roughly 60% of the world wheat exports from 2015 through 2020. However, each has faced significant wheat crop setbacks in recent seasons, with their collective export sharing dropping to only 50.7% in the 2021-22 season. This year's export tonnage had been expected to recover until Russia invaded Ukraine, a fellow major wheat producer and supplier, severed shipments from the region and sparked major buyers' scram to find replacement supplies. Australia is slated to be the 3rd largest wheat exporter this year, but suffered from some quality deterioration in certain areas just before the harvest and has already sealed deals on most exportable volumes. So who are the top importers? Over the last 3 seasons, Egypt, Indonesia, China, Turkey, and Algeria have been the top 5 wheat importers. Other major importers include Bangladesh, Morocco, Nigeria, and Brazil. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine threatened to block wheat supplies from the Black Sea, big buyers in Africa and Middle East have struggled to find replacements since most alternative exporters do not begin this year's harvest until June. The exception this year had been India, which wrapped up its main wheat harvest this month and so had a rare abundance of fresh wheat inventories. So what happens now to India's wheat? The sudden export ban means a majority of the new crop will now stay within India. Trading firms that have already secured letter of credit to export grain will be allowed to proceed with those sales. The remaining segments of the crop expected to be exported will now need to be sold or stored domestically. Local wheat markets have already started to react to the ban, with prices falling up to 2% over the weekend in various spot markets.